Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions regarding this watch. Today, one of my favorite series from one of my favorite watchmakers. This is the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Geographic Platinum Limited Edition. Back in 2001, JLC launched a series of platinum watches with platinum cases and blue dials. They were all limited edition models and intended to be purchased by high rollers as a matched set. They were considered to be the best of everything. The blue dial, the platinum case, the limited series. Heck, the automatic ones even came with exclusive platinum winding masses on their rotors. So we're going to go through what this watch has to offer, which is quite a bit. It's 38 millimeters in diameter in platinum, and we're going to kind of show you in profile that it's probably not as thick as you would think, even though it is a Hunter caseback. It's only 11.9 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 46.2 millimeters with a 19 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. Throw it on the wrist, and my wrist is 16 centimeters circumference, and it wears nicely, comfortable. Lower than you think, because first, the caseback is cupped and inset. Second, it is absolute under 12 millimeters. This is going to be a very low-slung watch on the wrist, easily sliding beneath the dress cuff and easily wearable on a small wrist, being just about 46 millimeters lug to lug. A man can wear this, a woman can wear this. As long as your wrist is flat across the top, I could see this wearing on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. But it has a nice satisfying weight to it because of the platinum construction. The strap, of course, is correctly matched. You can see we have alligator leather in a sort of semi-gloss dark blue. We've got a profile that's actually folded with a monotone stitch on the bottom. You can see calfskin, no crimping, no gouging. JLC factory strap, and it features a JLC folding clasp. And this is JLC's first generation folding clasp. And whereas today JLC pairs its platinum watches with white gold clasps, this is in fact a platinum clasp for a platinum watch, which is how it should be. You can see it's JL branded externally. Okay, snap shut, friction fit, taking a look at the case. The lugs on this generation of Master Series, all of them really, they're very thin when viewed end on. In profile, they're a bit more vertical and sheer. Now you can see that there's a bit of a soft bevel on the edge of the lug. It's kind of a subtle thing. The bezel is quite conical, and then it's got a little bit of a step inward to visually thin the watch. The crowns have JL branding. You can see that on both sides. And we have a sort of modular complication here, which is the 929. It's on top of what is essentially an 889 automatic base, but we've added the pointer date, the power reserve indicator, and then the geographic features. We have the ability to change our locality of reference time down at the bottom. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Let's talk about this watch first. As you can see on the back, we have the 1,000 hours control. Originated in 1992 from Jaeger-LeCoultre. It was the first in-house test that really went far and beyond the bounds of the COSC chronometer test. This is a 6-position, fully cased up, assembled watch test for chronometry in 6 positions, not 5 like the bare movement test of the COSC, and 1,000 hours, or about 41.6 days, not the 2 weeks of the COSC. Also tested power reserve, winding efficiency, durability, water resistance, and yes, of course, timing standards. But looking at the reverse here, you can see this is quite obviously a JLC 889, but it's called the 929/3, but you can see all of the important basic elements of the 889 are there, including the Triovis micrometric adjustment mechanism, the bidirectional jeweled reversing rocker that allows the bidirectional movement to wind the barrel in just one direction. You can see that we've got a combination of Côte de Genève beveling, albeit mechanically applied, but genuine fire-blued screws. Some elements, including the wheels, are satinated. And we have a couple of locating pegs that allow bridges to be located on substructures. Those locating pegs are polished on their tops. You could see 6-position adjustment, not 5 like a chronometer, 6, 38 joules. It's got a roughly 40 to 42 hour power reserve and a 4 hertz beat rate. And yes, it does feature a stop seconds function. So if you pull the crown out, that will stop beating. You can set it to a reference time. This lovely display case back, and the Hunter caseback has a lovely interior, media blasted, noting that it is platinum and that this is a limited series of 250 pieces. Also, I mentioned it earlier, but I will recap. These automatic winding platinum watches had platinum masses, not gold, on their rotors to maximize their winding efficiency to the limit of what's possible. The caseback, of course, is platinum. And with JLC watches, you know when that middle number is 6, you're looking at a platinum case. 50 meters water resistant. Most dress watches are 30 meters. JLC makes it a mark of pride to make theirs 50 meters. Now on the dial side, you can see, I'm just going to clarify whether and to what extent it's loomed. I think some people are going to ask. There is a little bit, but not a lot. Now, what we do have is this sort of deeply dished dial. So we have applique polished and faceted hour indices outboard. We have these Dauphine-style hands for the hours and minutes. You can see they're half frosted and half polished to make for better contrast. We've got the power reserve indicator, and again, it's a 40 to 42 hour power reserve. It will wind automatically, but if you want to see it scoot or show your friends what it does, you can wind manually and it will move quite quickly. We have the pointer style date. It's adjusted using a pusher. Taking a look now at the geographic feature. This is a JLC original dating back to 1989, and in essence, it fuses a dual time and a world time. So you've got the second time zone, and the second time zone can be set independently. See, I'm able to move the hour hand. It even has an AM/PM indicator, so you can see I'm rolling from night into dawn right there, so I can have it moving in a 12-hour format just like the hands at center. So these things more or less move in sync, but I know if I'm looking at day or night in my reference time zone, which is depicted down here. And I can set my reference city, and depending on where I am, that watch in 1 hour increments will do the math. And you can see back then we still used Caracas. So some of these world time and geographic reference rings are almost like a museum of time zones past. And they do not always have the same reference cities, and when they do, they are not always in the same place. But you can see how the watch does all of the math for you. Now, when you pull the crown out, you hack the movement, you move everything in sync. Now you can see how these two independent time zones actually work, and you will know whether it is day or night in your reference time zone. And Abu Dhabi would probably be surpassed by Dubai these days because, I mean, let's face it, Dubai is more baller. Back then, maybe Abu Dhabi, the capital of the UAE, was more respectable and considered more of a city of reference. You can also see here, we got London GMT right there. So if you want to use it as a GMT, you can just leave it right there. Really cool watch, a lot to love. A very wearable size, an important series, and one of the best watches from one of the best brands from the early 2000s. A kinder, gentler era of JLC when the watches were made in smaller numbers and the amount of hand finishing, hand decoration, and hand assembly was proportionally larger per watch than it is today. This is a true classic. Reach out to Team Osso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.